Right now, before your mind rushes to the next thing, let yourself arrive here with me. Feel the place where your body is touching whatever supports you. Notice your shoulders. Notice your jaw. And if you can, let something soften just a little, like a tight fist learning it can open. There's a quiet truth I want to place gently in your hands. The power within you is not small. It doesn't disappear because you've had hard days, or because you've doubted yourself, or because life has asked more of you than you expected. Your power is still here, and abundance begins right here as you remember who you are. So let's do something simple right away. Put one hand over your heart or over your belly, wherever it feels most comforting. Take a slow breath in through your nose. Exhale like you're letting go of something you don't need to carry anymore. Again. Inhale gently. Exhale longer. And as you breathe out, imagine you're releasing the old belief that you must struggle to deserve good things. Now, softly, either out loud or inside your mind, say, I am willing to receive, and then, I am safe to receive, and then, I am worthy of receiving. You don't need to force the words. You're allowed to whisper to them. The first time you say them, you might not fully believe them, and that's okay. You're reopening a door that may have been closed for a long time. So many tender hearts want abundance deeply and still hold a hidden fear of it. You can want more ease, more support, more freedom, and at the same time, your body remembers times when wanting led to disappointment. Part of you reaches forward, and part of you pulls back. That tug of war can feel exhausting. Nothing is wrong with you. You're not broken. Your system is trying to protect you by keeping things familiar, even when familiar is painful. And I want to widen what abundance means because it's bigger than a number or a possession. Abundance is support. It's time. It's peace in your chest when you wake up. It's the feeling that you are held by life. It's the inner knowing that you don't have to do everything alone. When you discover the power within you, you begin to let life meet you. Not because you're lucky, but because you're open. Imagine you've been standing in the rain for a long time, holding a cup upside down. You keep saying, "Why isn't anything filling my cup?" But the cup is turned away from the sky. Not because you're doing something wrong. Maybe you learned long ago that if you let yourself receive, you'll owe something. Maybe you learned that if you accept help, you're weak. Maybe you learned that wanting more makes you selfish. Sweet one, you're allowed to turn the cup over. You're allowed to let life nourish you. Sometimes the first step toward abundance is noticing the not enough story you've been telling yourself. That story can sound like, "I'm not ready. It's too late. Other people get to have good things, but I have to work twice as hard." Or even, "If I get what I want, something bad will happen." Those are not facts. Those are old programs. And programs can be changed. You change them the way you warm cold hands, gently, consistently, with patience and love, not by scolding yourself, not by demanding instant perfection, by bringing warmth to the places inside you that learned to freeze. Here is one of the most powerful ways to begin. You start speaking to yourself like someone you love. Every time you speak to yourself, you give instructions to your subconscious. You tell your inner world what to expect. So let's give your inner world a new instruction. Say, life supports me. Say, I trust myself. Say, I am open to new possibilities. Think of abundance like a garden. You don't stand over a seed and shout at it to grow. You create conditions. You give water. You give light. You remove what chokes it. And then you allow life to do what life does. Your power is the ability to create conditions. One condition is your relationship with receiving. Many people are very good at giving. You give your time, your care, your listening, and yet, when it's your turn to be supported, you feel awkward. You minimize your needs. You say, I'm fine. You say, don't worry about me. On the surface, it looks like strength. Underneath, it can be a fear of being a burden. You are allowed to need. You are allowed to be held. You are allowed to receive without proving you deserve it. Perhaps you've experienced this. Someone offers you help. Let me pick that up. Or I can handle this for you. Or I'd love to treat you. And before you can even feel the kindness, your mouth says, oh no, it's okay. I've got it. Your chest tightens as if receiving has a price tag. What if, in that moment, you practiced something new? What if you let your shoulders drop and you simply said, thank you? Not a repayment plan, just thank you. That tiny thank you is a doorway. It tells your nervous system, receiving can be safe. It tells your inner world, I am the kind of person who allows good things. And you can practice this with compliments too. Maybe someone says, you did a beautiful job, or I love how you show up, and you feel that familiar urge to shrug it off. Oh, it was nothing. Anyone could have done it. I just got lucky. That shrug might feel modest, but it also teaches your inner world to refuse nourishment. So try a gentle experiment the next time it happens. Let the words land. Notice any heat in your cheeks, any flutter in your stomach, any tightening that wants to push the kindness away. Breathe right into that place and simply say, thank you. I receive that. Then stop. Let the silence hold it. You may feel exposed for a moment, like standing in sunlight after being indoors. And then, so often, there's a quiet relief. Your body learns, little by little, that being seen can be safe, and that goodness doesn't have to be argued with. This is how receiving becomes normal. Not all at once, not perfectly, just in small, honest moments where you let what is kind actually reach you. Another condition is the way you speak about your present reality. This isn't about pretending challenges don't exist. It's about choosing what you make real inside of you. Your words are like water. They either nourish you or they dry you out. When you say, "I'm always struggling," your body hears, "Struggle is home." When you say, "Nothing ever works out for me," your mind starts filtering for proof. But when you say, "I'm learning a new way," something relaxes. When you say, "There is more available to me than I've allowed myself to notice," your awareness widens. So right now, choose a phrase you can live inside. Say, "There is enough for me." Say, "I am guided." Say, "Good things can come to me in gentle ways." And here's something quiet and important. Abundance often begins as a feeling before it becomes a form. It starts as inner spaciousness, a sense of "I can breathe," a sense of "I don't have to control everything," a sense of "I belong in a world that wants to meet me." Now, let's look at blocks with compassion. A block is often a tender belief you formed when you were trying to stay safe emotionally. Maybe you learned, "If I shine, I'll be criticized. If I relax, something will go wrong. If I trust, I'll be hurt." These beliefs can live in the body like old armor. Soften armor gently. You don't rip it off. You thank it for what it tried to do, and then you offer it an upgrade. Breathe in, and on the exhale say, "Thank you for protecting me." Then, "You can rest now." Then, "I choose love over fear." If you want to go deeper, ask yourself kindly, "What do I think will happen if I receive more?" And then listen. Don't argue with your answer. Just notice it. Whatever comes, treat it like a scared child rather than an enemy. And then offer a new truth. I can receive and still be safe. I can have more and stay grounded. I can expand without losing myself. Here's another moment many people recognize. You set an intention. You start to feel hopeful. And then a setback happens. A plan changes. Something costs more than you expected. A person disappoints you. And your mind says, "See, this is why I can't have good things." A setback is not a sign that abundance is rejecting you. Often, it's a sign you're transitioning. Old patterns don't vanish quietly. They test you. They ask, "Are you sure you're done with me?" In those moments, your power is your choice. You can choose the old story, "I'm not meant for ease," or you can choose a new response. "This is a moment. This is not my identity. I am still supported. I am still guided." You don't have to pretend to be cheerful. You just have to refuse to make the setback your prophecy. Now I want to give you a practice you can return to when you feel uncertain. Close your eyes for a breath if you can. Imagine a warm golden light in the center of your chest, like a small sun. Not blinding, gentle, alive. With each inhale, it brightens slightly. With each exhale, it spreads through your ribs and shoulders, loosening the places you've been bracing. Let that light expand around you like a soft cocoon. This light is your presence, your worthiness, your inner authority. Nothing outside of you needs to approve of it. From inside this light say, I belong here. I am allowed to take up space. I am allowed to thrive. Notice what happens as you say it. Maybe there's warmth. Maybe there's resistance. Maybe there's emotion. Whatever is here is welcome. You're meeting yourself. This is how you reprogram the subconscious, not by force, but by repetition in a state of safety. And now, let's bring abundance into the everyday world, because your life happens here in small choices. Abundance shows up when you are willing to see solutions where you used to only see problems. It shows up when you ask for help instead of carrying everything alone. It shows up when you stop speaking to yourself with cruelty. Sometimes abundance is as simple as a decision. I will not abandon myself. Imagine someone who grew up hearing, we can't afford that. That's not for us. People like us don't get ahead. Those phrases become invisible rules. And then, as an adult, they feel the fear when they consider an opportunity, a new role, a creative project, setting a boundary, charging fairly for their work. They pause, they breathe, and instead of obeying the old rule automatically, they say, that was then, this is now. I am creating new rules. And they take one small step anyway. That one step is power, and power, practiced, becomes a new identity. Abundance isn't a single event. It's a relationship with life. It's the willingness to be in conversation with possibilities instead of arguing for limitations. Your vibration is simply the emotional climate you live in most often. And it's okay if that climate has been stressful or worry. Life can be loud. Your sensitivity means you feel things deeply. You shift the climate with small moments of alignment when your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions begin to match the truth of your worthiness. Here are a few gentle ways to align. Choose one nourishing thought you return to like a home base. I am supported, or I am learning to trust life, or I deserve good things. Choose one small action that honors you. Drink water, open a window, clear one corner of your space, say no to what drains you, say yes to rest. Abundance responds to self-respect. And practice feeling the feeling of being cared for, not because you have proof, but because you're training your system to recognize safety. Imagine what it would feel like to be met, to be guided, to be helped. Let that feeling live in your chest for a few breaths. Now let's talk about the difference between forcing and allowing. Forcing says, I must make this happen or I'm not safe. Allowing says, I'm doing what I can, and I'm also letting life cooperate with me. When you force, your body tightens, your mind races, you start scanning for what's missing. Allowing is softer. It still takes action, but it trusts that you don't have to hold your breath to receive. So let's practice right now. Take a breath and say, I release the need to control everything. Then, I allow life to surprise me. Then, I am open to gentle miracles. Not dramatic, not scary, gentle. the kind that feel like doors opening, conversations going differently, the right idea arriving at the right moment. If you try a new way and you don't see immediate changes, it doesn't mean you failed. It means you are building capacity, like strengthening a muscle you haven't used. Your capacity to receive is a muscle. Your trust is a muscle, and you are building it every time you choose kindness over criticism. So if you're tired, let this be your permission. You don't need to hustle for your healing. You can take small steps. You can rest. You can let your life be human, and abundance can meet you there too. Now, let me offer you a short sequence of words you can return to, especially when you wake up or when you're drifting towards sleep. Let them be like warm tea. I release the past. I forgive myself for believing I wasn't enough. I am learning to trust my life. I am open to support. I am open to new possibilities. I am worthy of ease. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of good things. And then very simply, I choose to live as someone who is supported. You do not have to become someone else to receive abundance. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be constantly positive. You only have to stop abandoning yourself. Abundance flows more easily when you honor your limits and your needs, when you say what you mean, when you stop saying yes out of fear, when you stop shrinking to keep others comfortable. This doesn't make you harsh. It makes you clear, like a river that knows its direction. As you become clear, life becomes clearer with you. You may notice signs you're opening to abundance, and they can be subtle at first. Less desperation, more patience, a calmer breath, a helpful idea, a desire to simplify, the courage to ask for what you need, the ability to say no without a storm of guilt. Sometimes you'll notice timing, messages arriving, answers appearing, conversations offering exactly what you were needing. Not because life is a machine, but because when you're open, you're listening, you're available. Imagine a person who has spent years being the strong one, the responsible one, the one who doesn't ask for much. Then one day, they realize, I can't keep doing this alone. And instead of pushing that truth down, they honor it. They tell someone, I'm not okay. They accept a listening ear. They accept help. And a new belief is born. I don't have to carry everything by myself. That belief is abundance. Now come back to yourself for a moment. There is a self inside you that is older than fear, a self that remembers your worth without needing evidence. You can meet that self through a simple question. What would the most loving part of me choose right now? Sometimes the answer is rest. Sometimes it's a boundary. Sometimes it's one small step. And every time you choose from love, you align with abundance. If you want a simple daily ritual, try this. Breathe slowly 3 times. Place your hand on your heart and say, I am here with you. Name 3 kinds of abundance already present. Something small counts. Set 1 gentle intention. Today, I choose to notice support. End with, something good is available to me. If you miss a day, you haven't ruined anything. You're allowed to begin again. Beginning again is a form of abundance too. And now, as we come toward the end of this time together, let the truth land in your body, not just your mind. Take a breath. Let your shoulders drop. Feel your heart under your hand and say, I am worthy. I am guided. I am open. I allow good things. Imagine your life responding, not all at once, not in a way that overwhelms you, but in ways that feel steady and supportive. More ease, more clarity, more moments where you think, I can do this. The right idea, the right person, the right next step. And when doubts arise, treat them like passing clouds. You don't have to wrestle them. You can simply return to your breath, return to your practice, return to your worth. You are allowed to live a life that feels nourishing. You are allowed to create abundance from the inside out. So keep your hand on your heart for one last breath, and let this be your gentle promise to yourself. I will not abandon me. I will come back to me. I will speak kindly to me. I will allow life to support me. And remember this, dear one, the power within you is already awake, and abundance is not far away. It's responding to your willingness, your openness, your love. It's meeting you now, and it will continue to meet you in ways that feel right for you.